Dear Mr. Reber, shadows are falling, and Christmas Day 1943 in England is drawing to a close. Christmas joy is joy which nothing, not even war, can take away from anyone. And so this day was slightly different from all other days. However, there were no lights, giving of gifts, midnight movies, or anything which went with my former Christmases. Great Britain's fathers and sons are away from home on the battlefields. Its mothers and daughters are away working in defense factories. Its children are being taken care of by grandmothers and by children's homes and other similar institutions. And we are observing the day over 3,000 miles from our loved ones. So, you see, this was a type of Christmas no American nor Britain wishes to observe again. We are praying, hoping, and working hard that Christmas 1944 will be observed in peace all over the world. Christmas Eve was simply just another quiet, dark night. One could hear Christmas carols being sung in the little blacked-out churches and by other groups of American soldiers on the streets. At times, the music was faint, but one was reminded that another Christmas has arrived. As for all the numerous British children, we all did all we can. They have forgotten their old friend Saint Nick until their parents return after the war. But we tried to make this a merry day for them regardless. And I'm sure we did. We had saved our candy and gum rations for the past 6 weeks or more, and these constituted all that was enjoyed by the kiddies of the United Kingdom this year. But, Mr. Reber, I can't describe how much they really appreciated these sweets. These things were greater to them than were the dolls, baby carriages, trains, and other toys which they received from Saint Nick before England declared war in 1939. There were cases where American soldiers took a British child to a movie on Christmas Eve. Season's greetings were exchanged among British people and Uncle Sam's boys serving in the European theater of war. Officers expressed greetings to the other men of their respective units, and all seem to think that the next Christmas will be observed in each of the 48 states. A short paragraph on the dinner given to American soldiers this day. It was even a greater meal than we had Thanksgiving Day. We had American turkey, and to make a big story as short as possible, all that goes with a real good turkey dinner, Mr. Reber. Ordinarily, I have a 5.5-inch clearance on my belt, but 15 minutes after this meal, their clearance was -1. In addition, each received a pack of cigarettes. Again, the American Red Cross lived up to its great name. This afternoon, one of its well-known Club Mobiles, which is a very large truck built somewhat like the one owned by our friend, confectioner Ivan Newcomers, visited us and gave us each a valuable sleeveless Kanki sweater made of wool, and also all the candy bars we wanted, as well as hot coffee and pipes for the men who smoke. Most of the candy was immediately handed over to the British boy or girl. At a large American Red Cross canteen, everything was free, and extra employees were on duty serving servicemen from morning until night. This place served free turkey dinners tonight, and you know this was my second for the day. Various kinds of sandwiches, lemonade, coffee, cake, etc. were free to us throughout the day, and razors, razor blades, cigarettes, and candy were presented. An Englishman told me this morning that the king would deliver his annual Christmas Day address at 3 p.m., but I didn't get the opportunity of hearing him. Probably you heard him back in the States. The highlight of the church services held in the United Kingdom were those at Bevis Mark Synagogue, the oldest synagogue in the English-speaking world. It was built in 1656. Trees with few and simple decorations were scarce, and I seen several Yuletide decorations here and there. This was the Christmas that the Prime Minister Winston Churchill's people observed in this wartime year, and also how the United States forces spent this great day across the vast Atlantic. Mr. Reber, our Christmas is rapidly drawing to an end for another year, but back home right now it's only early in the afternoon Christmas Day. When I hit my bunk shortly, I'll remember it's the midst of Christmas 1943 in that pleasant, busy village of Pine Grove. Sincerely, Private First Class Irvin Schwartz. This is Christmas morning, and I'm writing from a foxhole. The weather is very clear and sunny, and there is slightly over 2 inches of snow which fell the other day. It is way below freezing, and I'm wrapped in blankets as I write. As you know from the papers, the Germans have come out of their holes to put on a great drive to push us off their soil. They have mustered all their available power for this attempt, for one of two reasons, I believe. First, rather than allow us to slowly but surely to advance to and over the Rhine, which would mean the total devastation of every town, village, and hamlet en route, and the capture of such key industrial cities such as Cologne, Colbetz, Dismund, Essen, etc., they have decided to risk all on a big push of their own. If successful, they'd have us off their soil, and the danger of losing their vital production areas removed for at least several months. This would be a tremendous morale booster for both the German military forces and the home front. Secondly, they have decided, rather than allow us to devastate the whole country, which will take years of rebuilding at the present rate of destruction, it might be wiser to risk everything on one big assault. If successful, Hitler and his military machine are still in business. If a failure, they might as well quit and yield to the terms set by the Allies. I don't know how close I am to the truth in my analysis. I have very little information to go by. By the time you get this, the whole shindig here may well be over with. Germany's greatest handicap is her lack of petroleum, and as long as we keep it from her, she is sunk. I hear there is talk in Washington that Stalin may soon send a column against Germany. If this be true, then they certainly will be through very shortly. Let's hope the end is near and peace again comes to Earth quickly, and this time permanently. How are you both? I hope you have a happy holiday season and don't have too many gloomy thoughts about me. True, my life is very uncomfortable and, might say, uncertain, but I'm still around, and who knows, I may get out without a scratch, so don't worry about me. I don't mind the danger as much as I do the long, hard marches with all the equipment and heavy overshoes. Another thing, I never know when I can write. It is quite possible for 2 weeks and more to go by without getting a chance to write, so don't worry if there is little mail from me. But above all, keep writing me as often as you possibly can, and keep me informed on things at home and what is going on in Washington and the nation. That's all for now, dear Mama and Rose. I send you my love and best wishes for a happy and healthful new year. Sergeant David Warman, member of Company E, 18th Infantry Regiment, 1st Infantry Division.